So the first one is overview and introduction. And this sort of was an opportunity for the makers of the product that we were talking about to kind of talk about the purpose. The phone exists because. And I started thinking about this and what is my purpose? What does that look like? And there's a lot of things that I feel like I'm here for. But as I thought about my purpose, I thought, part of why I'm here is to help others acknowledge their potential and to develop the knowledge, the skills, and the confidence to make a positive difference in their worlds, wherever those are. And as you think about yours, is there anything that comes to mind about why you think you're here?
Well, I would say that if I'm looking overall of my purpose is to be a support individual with those people that are a part of my life. And I'm talking about family, I'm thinking about friends, I'm thinking about colleagues, I'm thinking about those people where I could possibly impact the quality of who they are. And it goes back to the on-becoming. So I'm very social, as you well know, and I don't ever have a problem introducing myself to strangers or talking with strangers. And so I see myself as a catalyst to help people become who they have the potential of becoming.
And I think that, again, our lifestyles do not contribute to thinking about questions of purpose. We're focused constantly on doing. Mm-hmm. And it's just so important to take time to think about, why am I here? Another component of this owner's manual is distinguishing features, and this is one of my favorite parts. As we've said before, and as we quoted Mr. Rogers, earlier in our previous program, there's no one on this earth like you. You are special.
Right.
And this idea of distinguishing characteristics, this is unique attributes, that really define you. So these are divided here into 4 columns. The columns are personality, passions, proficiencies, and preferences. And it's fun just to kind of write down whatever comes to mind. Mm-hmm. And I started thinking about some things, for me, for example, with my personality, I'm usually rational first. That doesn't mean that I don't engage, my affectations, but my emotions, but I do think rationally first normally. That's something about me. One of my passions is learning, and development and finding ways to communicate ideas. Proficiencies, I love to write. I love to communicate.
You love to use big words.
like IntelliKeys.
Yeah, right.
The pneumostasis, right?
Yeah, right.
And then preferences. For me, alone time is very important. Innovation is important. As you know, if I'm asked to go into a place and just to sustain, or I'm covered in layers and layers of bureaucracy and unable to kind of to function and to move with any sense of freedom, that's hard on me. Are there any of these columns that really connect with you?
Well, I guess the most common word about personality would be very much, I'm an extrovert. I've met very few strangers in my life. I'm comfortable in most situations, so that sort of outlines the parameters of my personality. As far as passions are concerned, I'm about helping people learn like you, but also making a difference in their lives and figuring out a way how I can be a trigger for positive action. And then proficiencies, I think that one of my great interesting elements is being able to maintain neutrality, and that neutrality has allowed me to be in a number of formal and informal situations where I've created compromise. And then preferences, I like to be around people. I would not be a good auditor. So no one wants to hire me for that because I have to be where there's action going on. There's and I'm not talking about white noise or noise in general, but I'm talking about the fact that I need to be where people are.
I was thinking back to preferences, you know, and another thing for me is transcendence. I have to engage transcendence. I have to read. I have to engage other ideas and, you know, books and, you know, my faith and, you know, things of that nature. It's very, very important for me to function well. Let's go to the next column. This is or the next area or component of this. It's requirements for optimal functioning. Basically, what do I need to be at my best?
Right.
What do I need to be at my best? You know, a lot of times we just are. You know, we just exist. We just do, and we just function, and our days look, you know, very similar.
Right.
You know, and sometimes we may be engaged in things that are not positive. They are not, you know, they're not going to be contributing to our ultimate well-being and you know, functioning
Right.
the way we should. David White said, one of the keys to happiness in work must be the little self-knowledge it takes to know what we desire in life, how we are made, and how we belong to the rest of the world. You know, this requirements for optimal functioning is very, very important.
Yeah, and one of the things I would add one additional modifying terms to your engagement, and that's meaningful engagement. It's easy to be engaged in doing virtually nothing that makes a difference in your life or that of others. And so I think that I would tack on the word meaningful engagement.
Sure, sure. The next heading is precautions. This one is, I find this one especially interesting. Precautions. In order to prevent harm to myself or others, what steps should be taken by me or by others? What should others know about me? I think this is really important. Most people work, for example, in community. They're surrounded by other individuals. We all have triggers. You know?
Oh, yes, we do.
We do.
Yes, we do.
We all do. And I think that it's important to know what those are. And in some cases, it might be helpful for other people to know about some of those things. You know?
I think that one of the things that in working with groups and teaching and engaging individuals, one of the things that I think our society as a whole is very poor at doing, because we really spend no time in an instructional way of teaching people how to be effective listeners. And so over the years, I have learned that you need to create situations where you can step back, the precaution of stepping back, so that you not only visually see your environment, but you listen to the elements of your environment. And as I've gotten older, that is one of the things that I have to remind myself, actually, Tony, on a daily, if not a weekly basis.
Mm-hmm. Well, the last component of this owner's manual is support. And this may be the most important one. You know, where or to whom do I turn if something goes wrong? Where or to whom do I turn for further training, coaching, development, for example, a mentor? You know, we all have the potential of going wrong. Things don't always work out just right. And I'm amazed at how many people that I've encountered over the years that don't really have a place. They don't have a refuge. They don't have a person. And I think that's really dangerous.
Well, it is. And one of the things that I gained from my wife's life, and I lost her a number of years ago to breast cancer, but one of the life lessons that she taught me was that you absolutely need alone time. And so one of the things that she would do is she was the early bird in the family. And so she would always get up an hour to an hour and a half before everybody else in the household. And she used that as a quiet time and reflection time, and played the piano.
In the morning.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That's great. You know, we all need people in our lives that can be there, you know, for us to be mentors. Well, we just got through this, Doug, and there's so much to this, and I do hope that our viewers would take time for a personal retreat, maybe take a day off and go somewhere quiet and really ponder, some of these key concepts.
And you're writing a book.
I'm working on one.
That's right.
I am.
That's right.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on this program today on The Reflective Leader. Please check out our blog for more information. Thanks.